to the grid there is Dowds.
Well, Ollie Arvin was just repositioning himself onto 6th on the grid there, but the poor guy can barely reach the floor on that SV. But it's all eyes to the lights then for the final race of the weekend then. And away we go then, the MRO Minitwins, the final race of the weekend for these guys.
Well,
absolutely. So Dowds on bike number 22 then from the inside of row number 1 then, looking for an inside line up the inside of Dave Twyford into Redgate. Not this time around,
that's
but he will.
Isn't it? Or is that Twyford? It's Twyford, yeah. Twyford's got the outside line sus there. He's very fast into the first corner of Redgate. So that's going to be Lindemann down there in 3rd place. So that's the start Twyford wants. I think he wants to try and get away and hope that Lindemann and Dowds beat each other up just a little bit. He leads down into the old hairpin for the first time, but then Dowds right on his tail as they disappear out of our sight. We're relying on some dodgy TV pictures here, and it's about a 4-5 bike length, and it looks like it's Lindemann there in 3rd. We got them in our sights as they go up towards Coppers, and the front, it looks like a two-way breakaway when you look at it like that. We're quite often used to see a two-way breakaway, but you just know that Lindemann's going to suddenly go, hang on a minute, I'm losing gap here, I need to make up some time. We'll get confirmation of the positions when they come over the line for the first time, but they're all up safely through Coppers. Having a good look, not hearing any chatter on the radio, not seeing any yellow flags in the distance, so fingers crossed all is well with the world as they come down into the Robin chicane for the first time. It's the familiar yellow number 1 machine ahead of the 22 of Dowds. But look at Lindemann, he certainly has made up that ground. He's going to work the slipstream very hard indeed. He's looking for the inside pass on Dowds into Redgate, but no, Dowds says I'll take the outside line this time. So no changes at the top 3. Who's that running across the line in 4th there? There you go.
Yeah, 4th place Steve Costin there. So it's the number 1 lead in 22, then it's a 3-3-3, then the 33, then 21, then the number 3. So very easy for us indeed. As they will make the way through in towards Redgate then. So that's the top 6 then. Kev Lilly drops 3 positions. Lee Smith makes up 3. The big mover on that lap there is, well, we've got Lee Smith, Svensson, and also Simon Wilkinson moving up 3 positions there. The big loser is Lee Ellis and Hurst losing 4. But Twyford, Dowds and Lindemann is your top 3 as they make their way round McLean's End and through in towards the 2nd sector.
Oh, look at Twyford, mate. He's breaking the pack. He really is. He's going to surely go purple at sector 1 there and sure enough, right on cue, he does just that. The others go green. I don't think anybody's going to beat that first sector time there from Twyford. I think he knows he's going to have a fight in his hand. Him and Dowd's going to absolutely fine in the paddock. They would have been chatting and he would have known that Dell had some problems. He knows that Dell would have solved those problems too, so he knows he's got to escape. He's also got to try and go on, mate. You see a change.
Change in second place there.
Right. Okay, over the line. This is the one we've got to watch here because Twyford's come across the line. He's got a gap over the line of 1.19 seconds. Now watch Lindemann. Lindemann is the one who is going to do the full South African hunting mode now. He's going to get his rifle out and he's definitely got Twyford in his sights. Dowds will know to hang on to him and try and follow him and hope that he can get tangled with Twyford at some place, maybe leave a bit of a gap.
Well, I suppose Twyford's plan here is just to go as hard as he can, which is in a 1 minute 15.694, and the fastest lap of the weekend is a 15.317. So we're only, and that was right in saying that was a new lap record.
That was a lap record indeed.
So we're 3 tenths away from the new lap record set by Dave Twyford. But Lindemann, look at him, he's closing up on Dave Twyford as we go through McLean's End. Now, is that Lindemann catching up to Twyford, or is that Dowds just losing a little bit of time in this first sector here? It's difficult to tell.
It really is until we get the sector times. We're going to get some dots appearing before us. Well, look at that. Twyford goes yellow, but we've said before that could be fractions of a second. Be set the best personal time. You go thousandths of a second slower on the next lap, you're going to go yellow. So I'm not going to read much into that. What I do know is Lindemann's gone PB in that sector, and that's the worrying thing as far as Twyford goes. A PB from Lindemann means he is going quite quickly, but it was over the line at the moment. It's 1.190. Let's have a look at the gap now as they come across the line. Dowds' bike's clearly not 100%. But yeah, sure enough, Lindemann has gone quicker. Doesn't break the lap record, not the current one anyway, but it's a 15.466 with a 0.971 is the gap. So he's got the gap down by around about 0.2 of a second. He does a 15.4. It's a 15.6 there for Dave. Sorry, mate. And Dowds over the line there in 3rd place. I think maybe it's him, maybe it's his bike, but I don't think the fight's in this. Because look, he's done a 17, and we do know he is capable of being in the 15s as well, because he's been on the lap record, or sub-lap record pace this weekend as well. Steve Costa doing a good job there in the 4th place ahead of Ollie Arvin, who's got Toby finished not too far off the money. Kevin Lilly recovers well from that earlier shunt there. And Smith up next, ahead of Seb Barron, the rookie rider, inverted commas, as
Lindemann now goes purple again.
right. So Lindemann has gone quicker. Lindemann has going to hunt Twyford down. We've seen him do this before as well. He's not the first time that he's been in a position where you think, oh, surely he's not going to close that gap.
He's right on him at the moment, though, as he comes into the braking zone. Look at him nose to tail, almost as if...
yeah, that ain't 0.9 of a second. That's 0.9 of a bike, almost. Over the line they go then. Let's have a look at the time.
That's a lap record.
That's another lap record. That is what he was looking for. He's looking for the win. Of course, the gap's down to 0.7 of a second, but he's got the ideal person to chase. Oh, look at that. So fast. Lindemann round Redgate. He gets right on the tail now. Twyford. Will Twyford have an answer? He knows he's got a fight on his hands. He knows he's got a determined young South African trying desperately to find a way past. And we'll wait and see if that affects them down through the crane of curves at all. Watching everybody else go through, no great changes,
I think what happened there, Lindemann went to the inside of Twyford there, ran a little bit wide, and Twyford got the cutback and the drag down through Hollywood and through trainers. But we're watching them now. They are through Swanson on towards McLean's now. It still seems to me that the number 1 yellow and blue Dave Twyford leads the way ahead of the black giraffe decorated Suzuki of 333 Dave Lindemann. And the sector times are coming in again. Twyford's retaliated here with a PB in the first sector there, but a yellow for Lindemann. It may be, as you say, fractions of a second between the two guys, but the gap was only 0.2 of a second across the line, let's not forget.
Yeah, that's right. No, yeah, you're right. Lindemann closing right down with that lap record, but we do know the IMP racing machine of Twyford is being extremely well ridden, shall we say. They come across the line. I think that gap's going to go out. We're only talking fractions of a second here. Let's wait and see the times as they come across the line. It is a PB for Twyford of a 15.42. What do you got there, mate?
Well, Lindemann is having a sniff on the inside there. Twyford runs a little bit wide there. That's a late apex from Twyford there. Just about holds on to the race lead then. Let's have a look further down the order. Dale Dowd, in a relatively lonely third place there, but still 16 points in the pocket if it was to remain that way. Steve Costin now a tenth of a second, ahead of Ollie Arben for fourth place. Toby finished. Lee Smith now ahead of Kev Lilly by less than a tenth of a second. Then it's Sebastian Barron and Jack Bettish inside the top 10. But the race leaders now through the old hairpin and through Starkeys now. We'll get a picture of them in just a second then, and it is still Twyford leading the way from Lindemann.
Yeah, Smith, Lilly and Barron having a very good battle there over the minor placings. The 7th place there. Smith went past on Lilly on that lap. Barron stayed where he is. He's right in touch with those two. Bennett went past on Svensson. Well, let's not worry about the also-rans, I'm afraid. The supporting cast as they work, because it's all about this action at the front between the top two. No disrespect to Del, but unfortunately, mate, when you're 6 seconds behind, you're well out of it. Even though you're in a solid bronze medal winning position, it'll give you something to shoot the air rifle at. Okay, line them up for the last corner once again. They're into Robertson. Here they go. Nose to tail stuff. It's going to be lap 6 out of 8. We're going to complete here. And this time Lindemann's working the slipstream on the outside. Now this will give him the wide swoop. You know how good Twyford is on the brakes, but no, it's the swooping South African who goes round the outside. So we have a new leader in this race. They're both into the, high 15 there for Lindemann, low 16, so a little bit slower there. Now, Twyford's an intelligent guy. He knows he doesn't have to beat Lindemann. He'd like the extra 5 points, but he knows Dell, if he's had a look behind him, is a long way back, so he doesn't need to worry. He knows he's going to get an extra 4 points over him, but obviously the way this championship could well pan out, every single point could count. So you've got to think he's going to fight back as he goes through Schwantz up to him. Is that David back in front?
Yeah,
he didn't take him long to fight back, did it? No, he must have punched past him down at the old hairpin, so there we go. David proving very strong indeed as he punches now. Actually, those lights took a while to go out. I thought they were nose to tail there, mate, but it was just a timing glitch on the screen.
Yeah, it looks like it's dragged out a little bit compared to...
goes past on Costin on that lap too. He didn't mention that, so there you go, Justin. I imagine you're watching the screen.
Lindemann at the inside of Twyford into the Robert chicane then. Does he run it wide then?
Wide, I think.
Twyford looking for the cutback here.
He's going to get the draft. He's going to run him to the line. It's going to be Lindemann leading over the line for the first time all race. But is Twyford, you're going to see the hurry-up flag. Yep, last lap, hurry-up flag's gone out there, mate. And we go down into Redgate, and it's going to be Twyford who leads the way. 0.091 of a second, so that's basically a bike length at the end of the day. So not very much at all. So less than a tenth of a second, fractions between them. They go down towards the old hairpin and side-by-side stuff into the old hairpin there. I'm not quite sure who's got the correct line down there for the inside. Very, very hard to tell as the sun starts to set. We'll be able to pick them up as they come back up towards Schwantz very shortly.
Lindeman's leading at the moment there. Twyford's all over the back end of that Suzuki, however, so it's a 333 ahead of the number 1 at this stage, but Lindemann has the advantage as they go around McLean's and on towards the second sector then. So just a handful of corners left, 3 corners to go in this one. Sector times are coming in, they're both yellow, but it doesn't matter now because they are locked together on circuit.
Is it an advantage to be leading going onto the long straight where you can get a good slipstream on the last lap? We're waiting for them to come down towards us. It's going to be a braking duel surely into the Robert chicane. It's Twyford on
Lindemann
breaks himself. He goes straight on. It's going to be another win for Twyford. As long as he can keep it clean and green all the way to the line, which he does. The South African should recover. He knows he's made a mistake. He outbraked himself. Unlucky there, Mr. Lindemann, but you've just handed it to David on the plate. We've seen that before today. Dell has a look over his shoulder. The answer is you don't need to worry about Ollie Arbor. He's a good couple of seconds behind you, but it's solid 4th place for him. Steve Costin comes across the line in 5th. Toby Finnis there. Next up then it's going to be Seb Barron. But the big news there is that's another win. That is 3 out of 4. So not quite a perfect score. But let's not forget the lap record there to David Lindemann. Dave Twyford did hold it for, well, a little bit. Like
what, 24
race.
hours?
Yeah, less than, but hey, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Lindemann then at 1:15.120 then is the new lap record as we come away from the 4th round of the championship.